If you live in Central Valley, California, and you have peonies, lilacs, roses, anything with spring blooms, then you've probably experienced a beetle that likes to destroy those beautiful blooms. I'm Melissa from Rooted Home and Garden, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that beetle is and how or if we can even get rid of them. We wait all winter long just to get to these spring blooms, and then these beetles come and destroy all of it. Now the good news is these beetles do not actually destroy the plant, but they do destroy the beautiful blooms. So I grew up calling them Japanese beetles. My husband grew up calling them June bugs. So which is it? It's actually, both our families were wrong. They're actually called Hoplia beetles. Now Hoplia beetles are little brown beetles that emerge from the ground in springtime, typically mid-March to mid-May. Now don't worry, they don't kill your plant, but they will destroy those beautiful blooms during that time frame. According to the UC IPM, Hoplia beetles are the signature pest in the Central Valley in the spring. I do have some good news, but it may not be the news that you're wanting. You may just probably want, like I do, a quick fix it, get them out of my garden forever type of thing. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. So let me tell you how they work. Hoplia beetles don't travel far. They're not going to travel from town to town. They will travel from street to street, neighbor to neighbor. So it's very possible they're not growing in your yard. However, if you do see them munching all over your flowers like I have them in my yard, that probably means they are growing in your yard. They don't like to travel far. They want to go to the nearest source of food as quickly as they possibly can. How that works, they come to your plant, whatever plant is the closest, the tastiest that they want, they munch all over, and when they are done with their feast, they're going to go to the nearest soil to that feeding spot, and they're going to lay all the grubs in that spot. So that next year, when their babies emerge, they will get to go to the same spot again for feeding. Like I said, it is possible that they are coming from other people's yards, but more than likely, if your yard is a place where you're getting them year after year, they're probably growing the grubs in your own yard. There are things we can do to lessen the infestation or get rid of them completely. Number one, go out every single morning and pick off every single one. It is a daunting task, and there's no guarantee tomorrow morning when you go outside that you're not picking hundreds more again. You can spray Captain's Jack Dead Bug Brew on your flowers. Please do it in the evening time, not the daytime, because if you spray it in the daytime and a bee comes or a butterfly comes or something beneficial, they will land on it and they will die. But here's the problem with even the Captain Jack Dead Bug Brew. Dead Bug Brew. Those little beetles burrow themselves all the way deep inside the flower petals. So even if you're spraying them, doesn't mean that you're going to actually hit those beetles. Now here's the good news. So in mid-May, once you don't see them anymore, they're gone for the rest of the year. But that doesn't mean that you don't have grubs growing in your soil. How can we stop the larvae or grubs? So once you have the infestation in your yard, unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. But what we could do is prevent next year's from happening. And how we do that is actually why do I keep saying start? And how we do that is actually stopping the larvae or the grubs from actually hatching. The best organic choice is beneficial nematodes. These microscopic worms are the most biological control for beetle larvae if they live in your yard. So call around different garden centers and try to track those down. Now, some people recommend systemic insecticides. I never recommend anything that's a chemical. What that does is actually any bug that comes along and takes a bite out of the leaf, they will end up dying. But the Hoplia beetles, they're not eating the leaves. They're actually eating the petals. And the petals don't absorb as much of the chemical. So it may not do any good. But like I said, if you end up going that route, you're probably going to be doing more harm than good. Other things you can do so they don't destroy your blooms. You can pick all your blooms. That's what I did last year. Last year I picked every single rose in my garden, and that made it so they didn't destroy any blooms in my yard. It worked. But if you want to see the color in your yard, then you're going to have to either just pick them out of your yard. Now every morning you can go out there and actually pick them, put them in a baggie of water and let them drown, or you can just pick them off, shake them up, and that stuns them, then put them on the ground and step on them. That's the easiest method to do it. But when you have an infestation like I do, it's not going to be as easy as it seems. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are destroying my blooms. I know this probably isn't the news that you wanted to hear, but we're in this fight together, truly. Preventative is the only way we're going to stop them from coming, and even then, we're not going to probably stop them completely. It's just something we're going to have to deal with here in the valley.